So moving on from Moodle, we're going to talk now about Office 365. And there's two parts to this. The first part is actually installing the software to your local computers or tablets or phones or whatever. You don't actually have to do this, but to be honest, it would be better in terms of editing documents and editing, Excel files or Word documents. You're typing up reports and stuff. It is usually better to type on a full keyboard when you're doing large documents. But again, it's entirely up to you. And as I say there, you can install it on up to 5 different devices, whether they are tablets or laptops or computers at home that you or your family
can use. This part how to install Microsoft Office on your local PC. So again, on the AIT website, you go ait.ie over to quick links, and you can choose one or two of these, doesn't matter. I'm going to choose the first one here. Okay, so because I've logged in already, it's brought me straight to this menu here. I don't have to continually keep logging in. I'll go over here first of all to install Office, and I'll choose this one, install other install options. Okay, so as it says, you're allowed to install up to 5 different copies of this Office 365 software on your local machine. So you can see Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access for databases, Outlook for email, and the main collaboration tools are OneDrive and Skype. So basically you shouldn't have to change anything here, and just go ahead and hit install. And to give you instructions there, you just go down here if you're on Windows and click run, and as it says there, say yes and stay online, and it'll download it over the next 5-10 minutes and you should be sorted. So I'm not actually going to do it here because I have it done already, so I'll just cancel that, but just hit run there and it should work. And I should point out as well that this is also available for Mac as well, so if you're a Mac user, the options here will be different and you should be able to install it without problem.
Now that you've seen how you can install local copies of Microsoft Office, we're going to turn to the web version. So there's 2 options. Obviously with the software you can edit files offline no matter where you are. You don't need an internet connection. So now we're going to turn to online version of editing through the web browser. As you can see there, online editing of Word, Excel and other documents. The big one there really is this extensive collaboration opportunities with lecturers and other students. You can use Skype for Business as well, and you can talk in real time while editing documents in real time, and you can actually see in real time your colleagues or your lecturer editing the document at the same time. It'll show you them editing it. So, one of the messages here is, if at all possible, don't email documents to and fro. Share folders, share documents, and store everything on OneDrive, and it makes things an awful lot easier. So we'll have a look at that now.
Okay, now I'm going to show you the online version of the Office documents. So I'll just go up here to the Office portal from the main AIT webpage. And of course, if you have already logged in, it won't ask you for the login details. So in this case, I have already logged in. Okay, so various apps here. The main ones really typically tend to be Word, Excel, possibly some PowerPoint. But of course you can see all the apps you have available here. So you can see them all down there. Lots to choose from. So I'll go back here to your app. So the main one really, let's do a quick demonstration of online Word. Okay, so we're still in the web browser here. And I'll create a brand new blank document. Oops, let me try that again. Okay. So here we have limited enough editing features here, but you should be able to put together a reasonable document here using the features. Most of the advanced features though, of course, are missing. There are to be found in the full software versions. This is just the online version. So standard stuff, you've got your various toolbars there, much like the offline version. So I'm just going to put in some text here. Oops. And again, you can do the usual. You can maybe do some bold or underline and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so the question is, why do you want to do this online? The main reason is because it's stored on the cloud on Microsoft OneDrive, and you can't lose it. So unless you actually go in and delete the file yourself, it's pretty much impossible to lose these kind of files that you edit online. Okay, so let's look at a few things around here. So first of all, you can see where it's stored in the Documents folder on OneDrive. The name of the document, so let's rename that document. This is a test document. Okay, and you can see straight away it's saved. You don't have to do anything. So as I'm typing away, you can see there it's saved automatically. So this is the beauty of it. All you need to edit this is a web browser, whether it's Internet Explorer or Firefox or Chrome. It should be identical. And so it doesn't matter whether you're using a Windows PC, Mac, or even, dare I say, Linux. You can edit these online documents just like this very, very easily. Okay, so I close that off there, and you notice it is saved already. Okay, now if I want to flick back to, say, maybe Excel, I just go over here to this menu here and say, let's have a look at Excel. Okay, so again, I create a brand new workbook, or I can edit other ones there as well, but let's create a brand new one. So again, you can see pretty much reasonably similar to the offline version. There are a few more, there's the occasional feature missing, but for the most part, most of the features are here. So I'll just do the usual here. I'll just demo. I'm not going to do something like a pivot table or anything here, but I probably are able to do it. So you can see there, I can do basic formula and stuff. I can maybe put a border on it, you know, and so on and so forth. So again, it's saved in Documents, and again, it's called Books. Okay. Again, it's saved automatically. And again, with things like adding tabs, I can add, you know, tab 2 here. I can rename that one. So for the most part, very, very like the offline version of Excel. And again, everything is stored on Documents on the OneDrive, so you cannot lose anything. And of course, then if you want to collaborate with people, you can share these files with people, so you can work on them in actual real time. So if you're working on a file with another person, you'll actually see them editing it in real time. So again, as I said in the other video, if you're working with somebody, you can watch them edit in real time, and you can speak to them in real time using Microsoft or Skype, which is also there somewhere to download. Well, it's not there. Where is it? No, it's not there. Oh yes, it's in the download version. Anyway, you can install Skype and collaborate with people in real time. So let's go back here. Yeah, so Skype is over here. There it is. So again, in the other video I cover this, but if you want to download Skype for Business, you can talk and video conference in real time while working on shared files here on Office 365. There are others. You see PowerPoint is there, OneNote is kind of a notebook, SharePoint for sharing files, and it's offers more than OneDrive. Teams there is a collaboration software that brings it all together, and a few other things there as well that you may need. But really, Word and Excel and OneDrive and Outlook are probably the four main ones I use, possibly in collaboration with Skype. And finally, now we turn to OneDrive. So this is the storage software that you can store everything on it. Again, it's just the same, similar vein to Google Drive and Dropbox. And it's not that I'm some kind of Microsoft fanboy, it's just that everybody has access to it. So it just facilitates the ease of sharing files between yourselves, fellow students, and lecturers. Okay, so as you can see there, online storage. There are no excuses going to be accepted for, oh, I lost my document, my laptop crashed, the dog ate it. Absolutely no excuses. Store everything on OneDrive and you won't lose anything.
Okay. Also, get out of the habit of emailing documents. It takes a certain mind shift, or mindset change to share rather than attach to an email. But once you get your head around it, it's actually an awful lot better. There's one copy of the file, not multiple copies flying around. Like version 1, version 2, version 3. Nope, it's just one copy stored in OneDrive. And again, like that, as I say there, you can collaborate with it using Microsoft Office 365 and in particular OneDrive. So we'll turn to that now.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about OneDrive. So just like any other file management system, you can store and retrieve files. What's the reason for this? The reason is it's stored in the cloud, central location, and anywhere you are, once you have an internet connection, you can access these files, and they're always backed up, so you're never going to lose them. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to do here is create a folder just to demonstrate. We'll come back to these in a moment. So let's create a folder, and I'm going to call it a new folder. Okay, just takes a few seconds to create, depending on the number of machines you have synchronized with this, but that's to be discussed later. Just give it a second now, and it will appear. It's not normally this slow. There we go. Okay, so there's a new folder. Okay, so the folder's empty because we just created. What we can do is, for example, we can create new Word document, Excel, and so on. But more powerfully, what we can do is we can store documents in here. So I'm going to go to the regular version of Microsoft Word. Whoops, where is it? Here. So say I'm editing locally, I'm editing a document. This is my report or thesis document of 20,000 words, whatever it is. I want to save it off and make sure I never lose it. So as normal, go to File, Save As. This time, however, you see here, OneDrive AIT. So instead of saving it locally, I'm going to save it onto OneDrive. And you can see, just took a second there, the new folder I've just created. I'm going to say, test document. So straight away, I'm not saving it on my local C drive, I'm saving it to the cloud where it'll be safe, never lose it, no excuses, and I can access it wherever I have a web browser. So that's saving away. And done. And you can see at the very top here, save to OneDrive AIT. Okay, so you can continue typing there and save and whatever, so I'll just close it off for a moment. Okay, and you can see it there. Now, here's where the power comes in. Not only is it saved and backed up, and unless you go in and delete it, there's no way of losing it. If you look at this little icon here, share. So instead of emailing it, you can share this file with somebody. So instead of them getting a copy themselves, you can grant them permissions to edit this directly. So there's only and ever one copy of the file. You never get confused with different versions, who's got the latest version and so on. So it's a very powerful feature. Now the only thing is the people you share it with can only be inside AIT. So you can't put in a Gmail address here or, God forbid, a Yahoo account or anything. It has to be an AIT.ie. Even somebody in other institutions, it cannot. It has to be an AIT.ie. So if I just pick, for example, there's one of the lecturers, Patricia, and maybe, okay, I can put in a quick note there. This is a file I want to share, with you. Okay. And then just hit send, and that'll send a link to them. They get an email, and then they can edit the file straight away. Very, very powerful. So I'm not going to do that just now. I just get rid of that. Okay. And then, as I said, in other parts, if they want to edit the file, you want to edit the file, you can work on it collaboratively at the same time. So even though I created this in the desktop version of Word, I can go ahead and edit it here in the online version of Word. And you can see there. saving, and saved. So whatever edits I make here, they're automatically saved. Okay. And I can do the same with Excel. So I'll create a blank workbook. Again, just for demo purposes. Okay, and again, when I go up to File, Save As, and instead of saving it on this PC or any of these here, I save it to OneDrive. Let's say new folder and Excel file, whatever. Save that. Takes a few moments. See up here, and it's saved. And you can continue editing away and save it. And again, as you would expect, if we go here, there it is. And of course, again, I can share that file with anybody I want to. Very powerful, very flexible. I can also create files from scratch here. You can just right click and create them automatically. You notice here as well, drag files here to upload. So let's have a look at that. So one of the other videos I did, I had some documents, journal articles, you may recall. So here they are stored in my local PC, documents, journal articles, and I want to upload them to the cloud. Oh, for some reason that file is empty. Oh, okay, bad example. Let's pick another one. And there it is. Okay, so your folders there can be used to share files and store files very securely. What if you want to share the whole folder? You just go back out here, exact same way. So you want to share everything that's inside a new folder, exact same way there. Share, and put in the email address. And instead of just one file, the whole folder, and hit send. Very powerful, very useful, and you know, it's strongly recommended that you would use it. And that completes our quick high-level overview of using OneDrive and sharing files on OneDrive.
Okay, now just going to finish up with this summary of what we've talked about there. So OneDrive is at the middle of everything. OneDrive is where you store everything. It's your cloud storage. It's a storage where you can share with everybody else. So with OneDrive, you have two options. Offline editing, so we talked about installing the Microsoft Office on your own PC, laptop, and storing everything on OneDrive. Or you can do online editing your files via web browser, whether it's Firefox, Chrome, or Microsoft Internet Explorer, whatever. But again, everything is stored on OneDrive. And what that allows you to do then is real-time sharing and collaboration with your fellow students or colleagues with Office 365, OneDrive, and